Hello everyone, Shrux here, and today I wanted to do something different. Something that I thought about doing a while ago. That is, making a guide on Centurion, my main, on For Honor. I have invested a lot of time into Centurion, but I haven't reached quite the rep I wanted with him. As you can see, I'm a rep 49, level 10. However, during that time, I've learned a lot, and I've watched a lot. I've been in every patch that's nerfed Centurion, and that has changed where Centurion is in the game. Now, to get started, let's take a look at Centurion's most basic attacks. Light, light, light. Light, light, heavy. That is Centurion's most basic attacks. However, even a heavy can be changed into a jab that guarantees a light. Even if the heavy is blocked, you can still perform the jab. Now, if you want another move, after any light, you can perform a grab. And with the grab, follow up with a heavy. The heavy is not guaranteed, however, I have yet to meet anyone to block it, and the only way to block it, I believe, is if you attack where the guard is at. Unless they're a bot, then yeah, the bot's gonna block it. Okay, so another move of Centurion is his opener. So, Legion Kick. Legion Kick is your dash and square. I don't know about the other platforms, whether you're on PC or on Xbox. However, just dash and do your guard break. Follow up with a guaranteed light, and you could do one of the few chains. Grab into heavy, or Legion Kick into heavy. Okay, I messed that up. Alright, let's get a new ward in here. This time, let's go right into parrying, which, if you're gonna main Centurion, you're gonna do a lot of. Now, for the purpose of this, I have taken off health and gear stats and the attack thing. So it will be mainly reactions. As you can see there, I pressed square as soon as I parried to initiate the parry counter, which guarantees a heavy, or if you're near a wall splat, which guarantees Centurion's most devastating attack, his full-on cutscene, which deals a whopping 65 damage. So you might want to get used to parrying, or at least parry most attacks with Centurion, so that you could be the most effective that you are with Centurion. You will need to be able to parry most attacks. I have to say that again because that is true. If you want to have the best way to play Centurion. However, another thing that you can do with Centurion is delay the heavy, which pins the opponent for a free jab into equal silence. Now, I wouldn't recommend doing it because people will most likely block it. However, it is Centurion's few attacks that have a off timing to parry, or feel like it's just weird to parry. Even with the time I've put into Centurion, I still find it hard to parry that one move. However, the best way to counter it is by blocking. Yep, that's right. Just by blocking, you could counter that one move. However, you could follow it up with another heavy, feint it into a guard break. One of Centurion's soft feints. However, if there's one thing I've learned over the reps I've gained, is that it's not always gonna work. The heavy soft feint to guard break is never gonna work always. Maybe back in season 2 it would have worked a lot better, but it's not gonna work at all with today's players, especially with the updated tutorial and everything else. Now, if there's another thing that I have to tell you, is that the Legion kick, you could delay it for a little bit, for a few seconds at least. Now watch. I don't know exactly how long you could delay it for, but oh yeah, no, so I forgot. Another thing you want to do with Centurion is if you land a guard break, press your light attack as soon as you guard break to do Lion's Roar. Lion's Roar can be done 3 times in a row, and it is Centurion's heavy stamina drainer. I know it doesn't seem much, but it does make a difference. However, if you want to drain the most stamina, simply put them near a wall, do it twice. Now I know it doesn't seem like I'm doing much, but do remember that I have it sent to regenerate stamina for the bot. Now, if there's one thing I have to tell you guys, is that some of Centurion's throws can be weird. For example, that will never let you land the charged heavy. That one throw will never let you land it. The most you could do is a uncharged heavy, which sucks because it's just a weird throw. Alright, but speaking of throws, after any throw, you could follow it up with a Legion kick, which you could do a heavy after, or a heavy soft feint to guard break. Now, I think this is the time where I could speak about Centurion's maximum punish, mostly out of sand punish. So, as you can see, the Lion's Roar worked. Alright, so for this max punish, I'm gonna have to kill this warden bot. Alright. Now, for the max punish, you will have to do... Okay, for the max punish for Centurion. Okay, I messed that up. 2 Lion's Roars. Back throw, missed light, into charged heavy, into charged dab, into equals silence. That will net you Centurion's full combo and full maximum damage as possible. However, there's also another one that I found out. However, this one is weirder than the other one, and I'm about to show you how weird it could be. God. Alright. 1, 2. Okay, I threw. And as you can see, I did the left throw into uncharged heavy, into charged jab, into equal silence. That can only be done if you're near a wall. And so far from what I've tested, it can only be done from the left or right throw by a wall. That will net you the most damage possible with Centurion. However, if you just want to do max damage, I suggest doing the one I showed you before that one, which is Miss Light into charged heavy, into charged jab, into eagle silence. More damage, and it's a lot more reliable than doing the other one I showed you. Now, before I go, I do have to preface by saying, if you're gonna play Centurion in a 4v4 game mode, I'll show you the recommended feats for now. However, if you're gonna play Centurion in just duels, I wish you the best of luck. Try parrying a lot, focus on the parries, and mainly, it is okay to land the heavies on block. However, don't do them that often, as it drains you stamina a lot. Alright, now that I covered most of Centurion, I believe it is time for his feats and what is good to run on Centurion. Alright, now the recommended feats that I use on a daily basis with Centurion in a 4v4 game mode is Bounty Hunter, Haymaker, Second Wind, and Catapult. Now let me offer you a few reasons why I use these feats. Bounty Hunter is great for when you execute someone, or to at least get some health back, and it also helps is if you land a heavy when out of stamina, since if you kill them and you're out of stamina, you have all your stamina back as if nothing happened. Haymaker, no brainer. Centurion is heavily reliant on getting the punches, kicks, and throws in, since it adds a 10 extra damage for each punch, throw, and kick that you do. Now that doesn't seem much, but trust me, it makes a huge difference in a 4v4 game mode. Second Wind, mainly since, well, his health got buffed, so it's not Shinobi health anymore, it's borderline assassin health now. However, the other two feats in the tier 3 are not that bad as well. This, I don't know how to say it, so I'm not even gonna attempt to say it. It deals 25 damage, a normal Centurion heavy, but it allows for Centurion's full combo, which is charged heavy into charged jab into equal silence. Now that, if you ask me, is worth choosing Second Wind over. But however, I don't run it. I just don't feel like it is that good to me. And we step into Sharpened Blade. I'll be honest and say that I don't think, compared to the other two feats, this one doesn't seem that better than compared to these two. Mainly since it is countered by debuff resistance and thick blood. So run it at your own risk of not being able to use it that often. Now, catapult. Why do I run catapult? It's mainly to kill people faster and kill a whole team if possible, or 2 or more people. However, banner is not that bad as well. It's a good team feat and can help your team a lot. Black, I'm not gonna say it. A temporary shield for you and your teammates is not that bad as well, but however, the like the timer that you have as soon as you use it, it just seems so short after. Like, you use it and it just goes away fast. So I don't know. Then it's just like adding another health bar on top of yours. To me, it doesn't seem that good. But however, experiment what you like at your own leisure. Alright, this has been a short but good enough Centurion guide for any Centurion player or person that wants to main Centurion. Now, obviously, Centurion has had some changes and some game and changes to the game that put him in a weird spot in duels, but a great spot in 4v4s. Now, if there's one thing I could tell you, is that in 4v4s, just get used to people ruining to who are over aggressive and ruin your combos. That is to be expected, at least, unless you have another teammate with you or another friend, which in any case can help. I'm trying to think if I could add another comment. Oh yeah, in duels, be sure to use an E as often as possible. That could also apply to 4v4s with Haymaker. And also, in duels and 4v4, parry most attacks. You have to. That is a must with Centurion. You cannot play Centurion at his maximum if you cannot parry some attacks. So I advise going into training mode and trying to figure out the attack speed of some attacks. For example, a Warden zone and a Kensei zone seem to be the ones that you have to focus on mostly in 4v4s and duels. So if you could get the timing down on that, then you're good. Now, in 4v4s, Centurion's Eagle's Talons has a hyper armor on you and the person. So if you're ganking Centurion, let the Centurion focus on getting his combo in and finishing it, so you could gank the person as quickly as possible by dealing the most damage with Eagle's Talons and along with the rest of your teammates. I do think that is all for Centurion and his feats and his, well, overall moveset. However, there's another thing I could recommend. Get this execution. It's fast. By fast, I mean you execute the person really fast, and it just denies them a revive. Now, I think that is all for Centurion for now. If he gets a buff or he receives a nerf, I'll be sure to take a look into it and see what it does. Oh yeah, I forgot. Eagle's Fury. Don't use that move ever. It's a easy dodgeable move which guarantees the opponent a free guard break. Don't ever do that. Oh yeah, no. Okay, now I remember what. Now I remember what I was supposed to do. After a missed Legion kick, you could follow it up with a heavy, which is useful is because most often than not, people are gonna try to guard break you after the missed kick, unless you are facing a high rep or another Centurion player who knows of it. However, not that many people know about it, so why not show you to it right now? As you can see, I get no punish, and I could punish them if they go for the guard break. However, don't always rely on that if you miss the Legion kick always, as it could lead to an easy parry if the person can react fast enough to the heavy. So yeah, don't always go for the heavy, try to feint it. Since you're not always gonna want to have a parryable attack. As you can see. Alright. Also, after a kick, you can follow up with a zone. However, I would only recommend using the zone if the opponent is at this amount of health. Okay, even lower than that, because most often than not, they're gonna parry the other zone hit. And since Season 2 characters cannot feint the zones, it's gonna leave for a free punish. Well, I think that's all for Centurion for now. If they change anything again, I'll be sure to take a look into it and see if they've done a good thing or a bad thing. However, I do believe that is office in the Centurion guide. I know it doesn't seem that good or well done. That's because I'm not used to this sort of thing. But I tried my best with this. However, I think on that note, this will be the end of the guide. And see you later.